So today we are going to learn fifth shloka, verse 29. So let me quickly share my screen. We'll start with prayers. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिमिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशात देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवशादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we'll read the shloka first. Bhoktaram yagna tapashyam sarvaloka maheshwaram shruhridam sarva bhutanam jnanatva mam santim rajyati. Translation. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigod, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So before we go through the purport, we'll try to understand the meaning of the shloka. Okay. So first, Bhoktaram. If we can see Bhoktaram, the meaning is enjoyer. So one should understand Krishna is ultimate enjoyer. Yagna tapasya. All sacrifices and austerity. Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer of whatever sacrifices and austerity we are performing. Now, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarvaloka, all planets, Maheshwaram, the proprietor. So one should understand he is not only Goloka Maheshwaram. Krishna is proprietor of all the planet. Okay. Although Krishna is proprietor, enjoyer, he is Shruhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Shruhridam is well-wisher, the greater well-wisher, Sarva Bhutanam, all living beings. So here, Bhutanam represent living being and Sarva, all. So he is great well-wisher of all the living beings. Jnanatva Mam is if you know me. Santim Rachati. Santim Rachati, you will attain peace. So we can understand Krishna is supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor, supreme well-wisher. If we know this, then we will attain peace. Because Jnanatva Mam Santim Rachati. Santim Rachati, you will attain peace. If we know Krishna is supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor, supreme well-wisher. So actually, peace is not the aim. We have to attain supreme pleasure of satisfying Krishna by serving Krishna with love. Okay. So ultimately, devotees looking forward for service on spiritual platform. So Krishna gives, so basically devotees look for service on a spiritual platform that gives spiritual pleasure. Okay. Devotees does not look for peace on a material platform. So we have to understand here the peace meaning. So Krishna is telling about the peace. So exactly what is the meaning of peace for devotees? So they look for only services to please Krishna. So here we understand that peace indicates supreme spiritual joy. Supreme spiritual joy is available only in Krishna Seva, in loving Krishna. Okay, so we can understand here that Krishna is supreme enjoyer, Krishna is proprietor, supreme proprietor, and well-wisher. So peace has to be, so if one has to attain the peace, one devotee has to serve Krishna with full devotion and love, and peace has to be in a supreme spiritual platform. Okay, so now we are going to read our purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, anybody who's willing to read a purport, probably one stanza, if anybody interested, they can raise their hand and they can read the first stanza of the purport. All right, probably I can ask Pratik, would you like to read the purport?
Okay, Mataji.
Wonderful.
Shall I start?
Yeah, please.
The conditioned soul with the clutches of the illusory energy are all unaxis to attain the peace in the material world, but they do not know the formula for peace, which is explained in the part of Bhagavad Gita. The greatest peace formula is simply this: Krishna is beneficiary in the human activities. Men should offer everything to the transcendental services of Lord, because he is the prior
Proprietor.
priority of all the planets and the demigods. Theron. No one is greater than he. He is greater than the greatest of the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. In the Vedas, Sita Upanishad 6.7, the Supreme Lord is described as Tam Ishwar Shwaram Paramam Maheshwaram.
Yes.
Under the spell of illusion, living entities are trying to be lord of all they survey, but actually they are dominated dominated by the material energy of Lord. The Lord is master of material nature, and the conditioned soul are under the stringent rules of material nature. Unless one understands these bare facts, it is not possible to achieve the peace in the world, either individually or collectively. This is the sense of Krishna consciousness. Lord Krishna is supreme predominator, and all living entities, including the great demigods, are his subordinators. One can attain perfect peace only in the complete Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Pratik.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So that's what from first stanza we can clearly see that if one is in perfect Krishna consciousness, then they can attain peace. So as we discussed before, that peace has to be in a spiritual platform. When we serve Krishna with complete devotion and love, then we attain peace. So I'll just read the next stanza here. The fifth chapter is a practical explanation of Krishna consciousness, generally known as Karma Yoga. The question of mental speculation as to how Karma Yoga can give liberation is answered herewith. To work in Krishna consciousness is to work with complete knowledge of the Lord as predominator. Such work is not different from transcendental knowledge. Direct Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is a path leading to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna consciousness means to work in full knowledge of one relationship with Supreme Absolute, and the perfection of this consciousness in full knowledge of Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, previously from our shlokas, we understood the major cause for our sorrow, for our pain is we have separation from Krishna. Like we forget our relationship with the Supreme Absolute Lord Krishna. So here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that direct Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is path leading to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna consciousness means in work in full knowledge of one's relationship with Supreme Absolute. The perfection of this consciousness is full knowledge of Krishna. So one who have full knowledge of Krishna by serving Lord, then one can attain peace. So a pure soul is eternal servant of God as his fragmental part and parcel. So this is our identification, that soul. We are, as we are reading Bhagavad Gita, so earlier we have read that we are soul, not this body. So the original tendency for the soul is to serve their master. So serve Krishna. So when we don't serve Krishna, that cause miseries in our life. Okay? So he comes into contact with Maya, illusion, due to the desire to lord it over Maya, and that is cause of his many sufferings. So when we come into contact with the Maya due to the desire of lord it over Maya, and that is the cause of his many sufferings. As long as he is in contact with matter, he has to execute work in terms of material necessities. Krishna consciousness, however, bring one into spiritual life even while one is within the jurisdiction of matter, for it is an arousing of spiritual existence by practice in material world. Okay, so even though we are in this material world, but if our all the activities is revolving around Krishna, so when we are getting up, we are going for worshipping Krishna, and throughout the day we are performing along with our duties, whatever our responsibility. Whoever student, along with their studies, if they are performing any services to please Krishna, so that then it will not be a misery, then person will not be in miseries. Okay, so if we are since we are in this material world, we are surrounded by miseries, but if we are in the Krishna consciousness, then we will not affected by Maya. The more one is advanced, the more he is freed from the clutches of matter. So here, one more is advanced is when one is more in Krishna consciousness, like perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness, they will be more freed from clutches of matter. Like they will not be much affected with Maya surrounded us. The Lord is not partial toward anyone. So here, as we know, Supreme Lord, he is very much merciful. So he don't do partiality with anyone. He never tell, if somebody is worshipping me, I will give them air, I will give them whatever the requirement for our livelihood. He give all the resources, even if somebody is worshipping or not worshipping, or even if somebody is surrendering or not surrendering. He is always very much merciful. He is giving all the resources. So we can see from this, he never be partial towards anyone. His causeless mercy is always upon everyone. Okay? Everything depends on one's practical performance of duties in Krishna consciousness, which helps one control the senses in every respect and conquer the influence of desire and anger. So here we can understand that everything depends on our practical performance. So we can see, if we are just telling with our words that we love Krishna, and the love is not coming in our action, then that is not considered as Krishna consciousness. Here, Srila Prabhupada clearly mentioning that everything depends on practical performance of duties in Krishna consciousness. So serving Krishna is our ultimate duties, okay? So which helps one control the senses. By serving, we can also control our senses in every aspect, and we can conquer our desire, our material desire, whatever our material desire that causes more miseries. So we can control that material desire and anger. And one who stands fast in Krishna consciousness, controlling the above mentioned passion, remains factually in transcendental stage or Brahma Nirvana. The eightfold yoga mysticism is automatically practiced in Krishna consciousness because the ultimate purpose is served. There is gradual process of elevation in practice of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So these are the process of elevation. So whoever willing to do liberation, so they accept all this gradual process of elevation. So these are the type of yogas. So, but are mainly focus on bhakti yoga, because all this process, the elevation process, the ultimate is Krishna conscious. The ultimate purpose is to serve Krishna. Okay. But these only preface perfection by devotional service, which alone can award peace to the human being. It is the highest perfection of life. So with this, we can understand that by devotional service only, we can attain actual peace. The perfect, the highest perfection of life is serving Krishna. And by serving Krishna only, we can attain peace, the ultimate peace. Being a soul, our natural duty is to serve Krishna. And since we forget our relationship with Krishna, we are surrounded with many miseries. So with this shloka, final conclusion, we can understand that Krishna is supreme enjoyer, proprietor, and well-wisher. One who know this, that supreme enjoyer, proprietor, and well-wisher, they attain peace. And peace has to be in a spiritual platform. Thank you so much for staying connected. So whoever have any question, they can ask. Okay, looks like later you can get some question. If you get, kindly drop your doubts in our group, WhatsApp group. And after this session, please share your realization, whatever you learned in this session. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.